Kirk Duker. Nick is director and producer, and Pastor Duker is executive producer of a movie named King's Faith, which is set to release in theaters on April 26th. That's of this year. And it is getting a lot of buzz, as they say, as an excellent, well-produced, good production values film that has a gospel-centered message. Our welcome to both you gentlemen to today's issues.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks, guys.
Where do y'all, Nick, where do you live?
Upstate New York, Rochester.
Oh, we just talked to a guy from Buffalo area.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he was in studio with us. He moved down to Mississippi, but he's originally from that part of the country. So you talk much like him. So I noticed the accent. Well, Pastor Kirk, where do you live, my friend?
I'm in Rochester, New York, upstate New York as well.
Okay, so you both guys live together. Well, you got a movie out called King's Faith. I haven't seen it, but I've talked to people who have, and they're just going on and on about it, how wonderful it is.
Could I read the review?
No, you can't, Ed. I'm short of time here, and if we could just move on here, the less is more, Ed, from you, if you would. And no, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, my friend.
No, this is gentlemen. I just want to read a review that we did. It's coming out in the April Journal of the American Family Association Journal. Randall Murphy, the editor, reviewed your film. I just wanted to read this statement. He said,
let us say what you're about to read comes from a man who hardly recommends anything.
That is exactly right.
Okay.
This is why I wanted to put this on the air. He said, Randall Murphy said, of all the family-friendly and Christian films that come to AFA asking for promotion, reviews, or other help, maybe 1 out of every 12 to 15 makes this reviewer say, we have got to let folks know about this one. And King's Faith is the one. So congratulations. You got the approval of Randall Murphy. It's better than House Beautiful.
That's awesome.
Praise God. Pastor, that's just the testimony of what God has done through this. So thank you.
Tell us about the movie, Pastor. What's it about?
Well, it's a story really about how no matter where you've been, no matter what you've been through, there's a God who loves you unconditionally, and he can use you. He has a purpose for you, and if you trust in him, even when it's difficult, he is going to guide and direct and use you in a powerful way. And it's a story about a kid named Brendan King, who was incarcerated at a young age. He ran with a very tough gang, dealing drugs, and was incarcerated. And while he was in prison, this is kind of the backstory, somebody gave him a Bible there, and it was the only thing he could read. And through it, he came to know Christ. And when he gets out, he has his faith, and he wants to live it out. But his gang that he ran with also gets out, and they make life increasingly difficult for him to walk in his faith, and they try to lure him back, and he's got some tough choices that he has to make, and along the way, he meets some other students and is a great example to them, and you see his wrestling, and then he comes to that point where he's got to decide, is he going to just lean on his own understanding, go back to his old ways, or is he going to trust God and stand firm in his faith?
Now, Nick, is this a fictional story? Is this based on a true story? Where did the story itself come from?
It's interesting. No, it's all fiction. When a few years back, I was looking for the next thing to do, and I had just come off of making a film that was kind of a teen noir film, and did pretty well. And I didn't think it was very inspirational to teens after looking at it, and felt I wanted to create a deeper experience for teenagers in the next project, because it takes 3 or 4 years of your life, and I just really wanted the next 3 or 4 years to mean something. So, I just started writing this story, and I wasn't chasing a faith component with the story. I was actually just chasing the story, and put these characters in this situation, and it really it grew out of that. And I would say, there was a lot of divine guidance that played a hand in how it was shaped and molded, but that's kind of where it came from, Jim, really.
We're talking about the movie King's Faith. When will this, Nick, when will this be in theaters? Or are you going to release a DVD, or how?
Yep, so we're going to start in theaters. It's called platform releasing. We're going to start in theaters on April 26th, about 10 theaters our first weekend, and then based on demand, we'll expand that over the coming weeks. or the following weeks, and just kind of gradually kind of grow into it, and to see if there's an audience for the film, and hopefully word of mouth will spread for the film. And we have a demand site on our website that kind of gives us an idea of like who might be interested in seeing this movie. They can go to our website, click yes, I want to bring this movie to our region, and then we will do that if we feel that there's enough interest. Beyond that, then, yes, in October there will be a release on DVD.
Where can you watch the preview?
On our website, kingsfaith.com.
Okay, I have to be careful because if you say watch the trailer to Southerners, they have a different... you may not understand that since you live in upstate New York, but I'm just telling you why I had to say preview.
Let's see, Nick. We'll try to keep the questions going back and forth.
Sure.
This platform release that you're talking about, this is an incredibly difficult task. I mean, it's very expensive to release a film, have a wide release. You really have to have a lot of cooperation. You have to have, distribution. It's very complicated. And so this is you kind of relying on people of faith to kind of give this, for them to be the engine of how this thing gets out to more and more theaters. Because you're releasing on April 26th. May has got at least three big blockbuster movies coming out. And so really what you're asking people of faith to do is say, look, if you want to see blockbusters, that's fine, but give faith-based movies a shot, it seems like, because we can't just complain about Hollywood. We've got to support films that have a deeper message.
Absolutely right. I mean, talk about facing the giants. Yeah, we're going to be facing Iron Man that second weekend. That's a pretty big. That's a big movie, and but we believe that there's an audience that really wants to be served by something like this. And you are right about the cost of a theatrical campaign is so huge. I was so worried about it, actually. Did not initially even chase it. I just really thought, let's just put this out on DVD and television, because the last thing I wanted to do was put the whole project upside down. I mean, we would love to continue to make movies like this, but if you're operating at a deficit, you're not going to make movies too long. So, but we thought if we really put together a platform campaign that was very focused, specific, that we weren't going to get hurt too bad jumping out of a one-story window, and just hopefully then the audience will see what a great movie it is. Word of mouth will spread, and then we will go to other territories and continue to grow the film, maybe even throughout the summer.
We're talking to Nick DiBella, who's director and producer of King's Faith, as well as Pastor Kirk Duker, who's executive producer of this movie. The AFA Journal's editor, Randall Murphy, has reviewed this and has given it, if he had more than 2 thumbs, he would have given it more than 2 thumbs up. This is an outstanding. I have not seen it, but I talked to Randall, of course, read his review when we proofed the Journal for April, and he was still excited about this film. So people can go where either of you can answer this to find out if it's going to be in their area, and then try to get it to a theater near them. What's the website again?
So it's kingsfaith.com. That's our website. On that, you will see, on the front page, you'll see an area that says, demand this movie for your theater, and they can click on that, put in their zip code, and that will give us an indication of where there is interest for the film. There's also a Bible study that we put together that is available on the site for free. We will ship it to who's ever interested. Again, hopefully to create a deeper experience for a teenager. Maybe, Kirk, you could talk about that.
Well, it was just...
Yeah, we got about 30 seconds.
Okay. When they demand the movie, if they would like that for their youth group, for their church, they can request that. And that study also is being reviewed, I believe, by your folks at AFA, and like the Bible study as well.
All right, fellas, thanks for your time. We wish you the best with the movie.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so much, guys.
Okay. We shall return. The movie we're talking about is King's Faith. It's coming out in April. April what?
April 26th. Go to kingsfaith.com to find out if it's in your area or how to get it to your community.
Well, next up, is another interesting guest.
David Harsanyi, Obama's Four Horsemen, the disasters unleashed by Obama's reelection.
It's going to be very interesting. We're going to talk to this gentleman. He is a very well-credentialed journalist, and